elections in 2014. David Hawkings is senior editor at Roll Call, and he joins us now. David, good to see you. So is this the White House sort of waving a white flag?
Well, that's certainly what the Republicans will say. I mean, on the one hand, they have been deprived of the ability to campaign against the new employer mandate. So in that sense, you might think that the political motive was to sort of take that weapon out of the Republicans' hands. But clearly the Republicans are eager to now say, well, the president is waving the white flag. He's afraid to run on this. He's afraid to have congressional Democrats run on this. What Republicans will say is the only way to get rid of this thing is to hire more Republicans to go to Congress to repeal it altogether come 2015.
Now, the administration's argument, and that of some Democrats who are in support of this, is that this is a pro-business move. This is the administration listening to the concerns of the business community, which had stated that it needs some more time to figure out the ins and outs of this employer mandate. This gives them that time, and this is sort of a signal that the administration is listening to the business community. Is that genuine? Is that spin? What is it?
Oh, I think that might be genuine, but there's a double-edged sword to that one as well, which is that the Republicans will say, well, they may be listening to business, but the Republican view is you shouldn't pick winners and losers in society or in the making of public policy. And while they're exempting these larger businesses from the employer mandate, they are not putting a pause on the requirement that individuals have insurance. So they're rewarding the business community's complaints, but not rewarding the little guy's complaints, is what the Republicans will say.
What is the general thinking down in D.C., David, as far as this deadline being pushed now? Because, as we mentioned in the intro, this takes it beyond the midterms next year into 2015. But by that point, a presidential election will be sort of in full swing, and we'll have candidates on both sides running for their party's nomination. They're going to have to come down one way or the other on Obamacare in general and some of these different aspects of it specifically. What is the thinking in D.C. in terms of how this plays out, not just for the midterms, but for the presidential election coming up in 2016?
Great question. There's always an election somewhere and sometime, and there's never a time in Washington where there isn't a political calendar being looked at. The notion would be that early in 2015 is sort of the last time, the first half of 2015 is the last time that Congress and the president will be sort of free of politics, or as free of politics as they ever are going to be, and that implementing it then will be the president's last chance to put this stamp on his legacy. I mean, by then, of course, the president will be truly a lame duck. He will never be on the ballot again. He'll never be trying to, the voters will never be electing a Congress to either reward him or punish him again. And this would be his sort of last chance to put his legacy in place, and that he will press ahead and do it, and hope that this next year will allow them to work out the obvious manifest kinks in this thing.
David Hawkings joining us on this July 4th from our nation's capital. David, good to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Rick.